Hello, strong people. Week 8, day 3 of official Strongman Games prep. Secondary press day. So, as usual, seems like, it's been log incline pretty much every single secondary press day this prep. So, I'm okay with that. It works. So, we got incline log. I believe it's a 4x4. Kind of ramping up to a top set with bands and then a set of 4+. I always seem to mess up that set, so we'll see what happens. And then I have those dumbbell rows again, where I was like laying on the bench and I was laying flat, dumbbells are below me, I'm kind of pulling them in, like a seal row almost. I don't know if that's the way they're supposed to be done, but I like them that way. Makes me want to get like a seal bar row or whatever, but it's such a specific thing that I just don't know if I'd bother using it. I say that, but like my football bar is also very specific. It's just meant for pressing. But I still use that pretty often because I press every single show. So, but after the rows, then we move on to regular barbell bench, close grip, I should say. Actually, I don't know if it specifies close grip. It does specify like a board bench, 2-inch board, whatever. I just wrap stuff around the center of the bar where the knurling is to give it that more of a space. So I'm excited for that. I think it's 3 sets of 8 again. I don't know if I'll be able to match what I did last time or beat it. Who knows? Because fatigue is hit this week, so we're gonna see. I'm not expecting anything crazy, but, I still want to get some good work in, obviously. Still got to move the weight. So, it's obviously dark. I was at work a little bit later than normal. I had to stop and get gas. Drive a little bit slower because it was raining, come home, let the dogs out, do all the usual normal people stuff before I was able to get out here. So, that's enough talking. Let's do some lifting. All right, well, I got some energy tonight. I don't know what's going on, but I feel alive. So we'll make the best of it. Let me get more light up here. That way you guys can see my beautiful, handsome face, as my wife says, and my grandma. So, that was huge. 370 for 4 with bands. I'm really bad at keeping track of what I do with band work. Also, my beard gets condensation. You probably can't see that. Yeah, there you go. I don't know what it is, but my breath condenses and soaks my beard. What was I talking about? Oh, lifting log. I don't pay attention to what I do with bands usually. So, yeah, I don't know where that came from. Warm-ups felt good. I just felt awake the whole time. Probably because I've been blasting Linkin Park's new song, Breaking Ben's new song, and then Paradigm by The Plot in You. That has been my go-to song for like 2 days. I've listened to it and I was like, oh, that's good. And now I've listened to it probably 17 times since in a span of 24 hours. It just wakes me up a little bit. So I'm going to move on to dumbbells now. And after that, we're going to do some bench. So let's do some rows. All right, so I'm actually going to call the workout there. I started doing bench, warming up to what I thought would be working weight. I was 275 right there. I didn't record it because I didn't think that would be, where I'm calling it, but there's just some discomfort in like my left shoulder, left pec area, and it's nothing bad, it's just not anything I want to aggravate this close to show, especially with, the heaviest week of all prep next week. So there's just no sense in pushing it and actually injuring it. So I felt it a little bit, even warming up today, like just doing my banded warm-up stuff. It felt uncomfortable, tried to warm it up, just didn't feel quite there. Could be anything, So no sense in pushing it on, no sense in really, really pushing anything this close to a show. The work's just about done, so any, pushing something that just doesn't feel right, probably not a good idea. Like easing up on a certain exercise is going to be better than pushing too far this close to prep. The majority of the work's done. The body's basically prepped. Tomorrow's pretty much a testing week, seeing, where we're at. And then it's going to be a very low volume week after that, probably, if I remember right. Still kind of heavy, just to stay moving. But I just got it, it feels weird enough that I don't want to push it. I want to bench, believe me, I really want to bench. Like sitting here, I'm just like, I could bench 500 pounds. We'll do it after OSG. That's what's going through my head, but I did a good amount of bench volume last week, so maybe that's why, since I haven't trained regular flat bench in a while, that it just didn't, my chest and shoulder didn't really like that positioning, because it's been incline only for, oh God. I did some flat, like pin press type of thing. That's just only tricep. That doesn't focus on, there's no chest or shoulders really in that. So, God, it would have been, the last time I benched would have been, I honestly have no idea. Maybe after the Pro-Am? I don't really know, so. Body just might not be accustomed to that. But I'm not mad about it. Just there's things you got to be cautious for this close to prep. The last thing you want is going into the show injured. Most people probably don't go into a show 100%. There's minor tweaks all the time. So, but you don't want a minor tweak to roll into a really big tweak or an injury. It's just not. It's bad all the way around. So I'm going to call bench there and move on to some general accessory work, still get my triceps moving. Well, that's what I'm going to call the video. So rest day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Saturday, I'm going back down to Area 56, training with a buddy down there who is, he is amazing at stones. It doesn't even make sense. I've seen that dude lap a 22-inch, I'm pretty sure it's 22-inch, 520-pound stone. Insanely easy. Like faster than what Thor could do the 550 at Strongest Man on Earth, the Shaw Classic show. It doesn't make sense. So if I can get any tips from him on stone loading, granted, we do have very different leverages, I don't have good leverages for stones. Big barrel chest, big shoulders, short, stubby arms. Great for pressing, of course. Stones, not so much. But that's no real excuse to be bad at stones. And I don't think I'm bad. I think that I just don't, like what I've learned with sandbags, the way that I shuffled up my legs, I don't really need to do that. I need to just keep pulling. And that's what I don't do. I like, that was a nice stutter. I stop pulling when I'm halfway up, and I do the same thing with stones. I'll lock my knees and sit down so that I'm not fighting against my own knees pulling the stone in. It's just a brain lapse. I'm just not mechanically moving the stone in the best way. And I tried to think about that last week. I'm going to try to think about it again this week because I know the strength is there to lift these big stones. I don't think I'd have any issue, loading a 400 plus pound stone. It's just I need to be able to pick it, get it in my lap properly, which is the most frustrating thing. But it's a matter of technique. Stones are very technical. Some people just know how to do it. I do not. I've never been that great at them, but that doesn't mean I can't get better. So that's kind of what my big thing is for Saturday. I have obviously my other events, but they're nothing. I guess the sandbag sled medley is going to be pretty much comp weight, a little bit below. But yoke is going to be, like an 8-second max, so it's going to be fairly light. Sandbag toss as usual. So stones is pretty much my priority for Saturday. I want to get as good of a feel for those as I possibly can. So let's just, I'm going to visualize a lot. All right, that's enough. I blabbered enough. So until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.